What is going on, guys? So you've probably watched several of my videos at this point in time, and if this is the first video you've watched, welcome to my channel. Talk a lot about basic training stuff, but you probably watch a whole bunch of videos and you're like, man, some of this stuff might suck at basic training. You know, the gas chamber might suck. Some people might think it's fun, but the gas chamber sucks, drill sergeant sucks, you're gonna be smoked all the time, which is, you know, doing corrective training and push-ups and stuff. And, you know, basic training is just gonna suck in general as a whole big experience. Well, you might be thinking to yourself, is there actually anything fun at basic training? Like, are we gonna actually do anything fun? Am I gonna actually enjoy some periods of time at basic training? And the answer is yes, and I'm gonna talk about some of the things that you're gonna be doing at basic training that are gonna be fun. Alright, so obviously I'm not going to cover literally everything that's fun about basic training. Honestly, there's a lot of things that are fun at basic training. I'm just going to cover a few things that I think were fun whenever I went to basic training. And obviously the first thing that I'm going to talk about is the shooting. Yes, whenever you actually get to shoot weapons, especially if you're a person who likes to shoot weapons of any kind, it is going to be fun whenever you get to do that. Whenever you shoot the M4 when you go to the range, you know, it might suck a little bit having to wait around for your turn to go and shoot, but when you do get to go and shoot, it's pretty cool. You know, you go to the EST range, which is the range where, you know, you go in and there's this big simulation. The entire wall is basically a huge screen. You have real M4s that have been converted and have air pressure stuff for the recoil, and you're basically shooting at the wall. And then you go out and you shoot at these targets, and they have these computers that can show you where exactly you're hitting on the target that's 300 meters out. I think that's pretty cool. And then you actually get to go and qualify the range, and you get to do that several times. If you like shooting, you're gonna shoot several hundred rounds at basic training whenever it comes to shooting the M4. That's definitely gonna be a lot of fun. And then if you get the chance to shoot the M249 or the 240 Bravo, those are the fully automatic weapons that you're gonna get to shoot at basic training. Not everybody gets to shoot the 240, but you might also get the chance to shoot some chalk rounds out of grenade launchers. And if you're super lucky, like super lucky, you might get the chance to shoot an AT4. We got to shoot fake AT4 rounds. I shot the chalk rounds, but one lucky soldier who got the highest marksmanship, they actually got to shoot a real AT4 round at a tank. That was freaking awesome. That was like a really cool day for us because we shot the 249. We shot the little grenade launchers. Yes, they were chalk rounds, but it's basically the same thing. And then we got to shoot the chalk rounds for the AT4, which is the rocket launcher you're gonna hold over your shoulder. It was a really awesome day. Now, one of the other fun experiences that isn't really a single experience is the drill sergeant time, right? So whenever you're with your drill sergeants, maybe in red phases, isn't gonna happen to you. You might have some drill sergeant that has some cool time or whatever, but most of the drill sergeants are going to be kind of really strict, right? You're not going to really, it's like going to be weird to see them as people, and when your drill sergeants act like normal people, it's just straight up weird. And you might think that that's weird right now with me telling you this, but when you're in basic training, you're in a different mindset, you're in a different environment, it's a whole different world, and your drill sergeants control your life. And when your drill sergeants don't act like drill sergeants and they just act kind of like NCOs, that's great, they'll teach you stuff. But then every so often your drill sergeants are gonna kind of show their personality. And we had, for my platoon, we had a hilarious drill sergeant who would tell us stories of things that he's done in his life, and they were just freaking hilarious. Like, I'm not gonna go in detail about some of the things because maybe they all weren't always, you know, PG, but it was hilarious. And then something that has to do with your drill sergeants that I think most people get to do whenever they're at basic training, and I think just across the board, this will be something that you have a lot of fun doing or just experiencing and, you know, laughing with other people at basic training. And this is generally towards the end of basic training. And that is when at some point in time, it's not like this big event or whatever, we did this whenever we were waiting on the buses to come. We had like an extra like 30, 45 minutes or something. And this is when the drill sergeants let you, the privates, the soldiers, make fun of them. Like, get in front of everybody, the whole company, and mock them and imitate them and do your best job to just like really poke fun at the drill sergeants. And in a group of like 200 people, there's obviously going to be some real comedians out there that are just hilarious that can imitate the drill sergeants, because most of the drill sergeants, they're gonna have like their own little way of doing things. They're gonna have their own little quirks. They're gonna have their own little sayings that they're gonna say all the time. Some drill sergeants might do the knife hand all the time, and then whenever somebody's trying to mock them, they might be doing knife hand while they're saying something that that drill sergeant says all the time. And this is just hilarious, right? I'm personally myself, I'm not very good at imitating people and mocking people in that sense, but I remember like just being there and the guys that literally got up in front of drill sergeants, making fun of the drill sergeants are laughing. Some of these privates that were poking fun of these drill sergeants were not holding back at all, and it was hilarious. It was one of the funniest hours or whatever at basic training. Now, one of the other fun things that you're going to do at basic training that you're honestly not really going to do that much in the rest of your military career is calling cadence, being in formation while people are calling cadence, and having like really everybody participate. And when you're in the military, in the Army specifically, you're calling cadence, you know, it can be really motivating. It's a lot of fun sometimes. And, you know, after your initial training, after basic training in AIT, a lot of people might lose that motivation. They lose that hua. And so like if you're doing a cadence or something, you don't have that full participation that you have when you're at basic training. Because when you're at basic training, a lot of times when you're calling cadence, you're kind of competing with the other platoons. And, you know, just trying to see who's the loudest. And you have everybody in that platoon yelling at the top of their lungs, calling cadence like the best that they can, and they're kind of just competing. And sometimes you do have actual cadences that are kind of mocking the other platoons, and that honestly can be where it gets a lot of fun whenever you're doing that. And then, you know, after basic training, like I said, you're not going to be doing that as much. At AIT, it kind of depends on your AIT, but it's definitely not going to be anything like whenever you're at basic training. And I think a lot of people can kind of say the same thing or agree with me that, you know, when you're there, when you're in that environment, it's a lot of fun. Like I said, a lot of people don't have that much hua in them anymore, and so like if you are that person who just screams the cadences at the top of their lungs, you're kind of looked at as like, what the, like this guy is like weird, like why is he doing that? So you don't really get to have that experience. Now this is something that for me, I really enjoyed this about basic training. I enjoyed this kind of about the Army in general, even though I'm not like an infantry soldier or anything, and I'm not, you know, doing infantry tactics all the time and doing squad tactics and running 6 lanes and everything. When you're at basic training, no matter what MOS you are, there's going to be these FTXs, and in these FTXs, the field training exercises, you're going to kind of put together a lot of these soldier tasks and stuff that you know, and you're going to really do missions. And you know, whoever's the platoon leader, the platoon squad, the squad leaders and everything, they're going to kind of, you know, lead you through whatever mission they're going to be going through. During the final FTX, this is where this all comes into play. It's where you get to really kind of feel like a soldier at basic training. Like you're actually kind of, you got your weapon, you're taking it around, you got blanks in there, and when you're running the mission, you know, there might be some up four on the other end, and you're kind of shooting and you're bounding forward with your other teammates and stuff, and that can be a lot of fun. Now the thing here that I do want to mention is the more realistic you make this, the more you feel like it's like you're like really doing it. It's just way, way, way more fun. And I remember for me doing one of the 6 lanes, but right prior to one of the 6 lanes, one of my drill sergeants, he had us, it was like our squad or whatever, and he gave us like this big pep talk, and he was just, you know, we train how we fight. We train how we fight. He's like, if you train out here like it's just a freaking game, when you get out there, you're gonna freaking die. And he was just, it was very motivating, his little speech that he gave us. It was fantastic. And doing that 6 lane, like we all went just like freaking all out. It was just so much fun. And so like I said, like when you like kind of really put yourself there and you're like, I'm just gonna go all out during this, it's a lot of fun when you're doing those 6 lanes. And that's just something that for me, I really enjoyed it. I understand some people who aren't really all into the infantry tactics and stuff, they may not enjoy that, but if you are, when you get to those final FTXs and you're gonna run those missions, it's a lot of fun. All right, so those are some of the fun times that you're gonna have whenever you're at basic training. Obviously, it's not the only things that are gonna be fun. Those are just some of the things, and obviously, you know, you guys want this video to be like fairly short, so I gotta keep it under 10 minutes or else you guys will kill me for it being over 10 minutes. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. That'll be awesome. If you want to check out more of my videos, hit the subscribe button. If you want to really, really make my day, hit the notification bell button. That would just be freaking amazing. Follow me on Instagram and Snapchat if you haven't already. And if you haven't, I don't know what you're doing. Like, come on, just like, it's super easy. Links are in the description down below. I hope you guys have an amazing freaking day, and I will see you later.